Shalom to the elect of Israel, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and the sincere salutations to all the ark and pushing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hope for the elect. Shalom to the Aqua for our listening and learning. I'm Isaiah, coming at you another lesson of truth, facts, faith, and edification. And this is an update about the RFID microchip technology. And Esau Edom is about to come down with great wrath, Revelation 12 and 12, because he knew that he had but a short time. So in this video, they go into how that these Edomites are having a technology conference out there in California right now as we speak. The last few days, it's been a technology conference, and they pushing all this technology heavy, man. Okay, mainly the RFID microchip. So they having a technology convention right now in California. Okay, it's been going on for the last 3-4 days. So they finna go into it on this video, man, letting you know how these Edomites is gearing up, man, and preparing to push this 5G through the RFID microchip, okay, to make it mandatory. Lord's will is be edifying.
Well, the Pulitzer Prize-winning author and biographer of Martin Luther King Jr. says FBI recordings exist of the civil rights hero in which he brags of more than 40 extramarital affairs and claims to have looked on and laughed while another pastor friend raped a member of that man's congregation. David Garrow claims the FBI obtained the recordings by bugging Martin Luther King's hotel room under the orders of then FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover. The silence from the establishment corporate media not covering this story is a story in itself.
And we try to tell y'all that Martin Luther King is a homosexual, man. He's a straight faggot, man. Okay, a straight devil. And we try to tell you people that.
Joining me now is just...
Now look what this say. It say, sealed FBI audio tapes allege MLK Jr. had affairs with 40 women watched while friends rape women. And this is all facts, man. Okay, this devil took a picture with the Rothschilds, man. He was paid off, man. Okay?
Dinesh D'Souza, conservative commentator. Dinesh, in the Me Too era, can MLK Jr. still be a hero to the left if they're to have any...
No, he can't, man. No, he can't.
I would say, given these latest revelations, now it should be noted these revelations are based on FBI tapes, and it's been known for a while that the FBI was taping Martin Luther King, but the content of those tapes was secret. The historian David Garrow, who's, by the way, a progressive historian, very well respected, in fact, a devotee of the civil rights movement, who's the source for these new bombshell allegations, because they placed Martin Luther King's, not only his personal life, but his personal views, I think, in a very calamitous light. Calamitous, especially in view of the Me Too movement, which has put a sort of new spin on what is acceptable, particularly in public discourse. So I think this is kind of why these allegations, although they're all over the British press and their source is credible, they're getting no coverage in America. Not a single major media outlet has touched them. The progressive historians are all hiding under their desks because they realize that Martin Luther King is not just, people don't just celebrate him for his anti-segregation views or for his dream about us wanting to live in a country where we are judged by the content of our character. People treat King as a secular saint. Innumerable schools are named after King. And so think about it. How can you actually have a school upholding a role model when the actual conduct, I mean, this is not a matter of having foibles or falling short. This is behavior which, if true, goes way beyond that.
Yep.
Hey, man, King was a devil, man. Okay?
Well, Dinesh, isn't it interesting that the media on the left are always about transparency and we want to know more and give us more, and it's important that the public knows democracy dies in the darkness, but it's like crickets.
Hey, man, Esau slandering everybody, man. Esau slandering all jakes, man. It don't matter what you did, okay? And that was wicked anyway, man. The Lord said we ain't supposed to be with these demons, man. We supposed to be separated, man. Okay? We supposed to be separated anyway, man.
The 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. Mr. Kushner's next stop after his current Middle East junket will take him to the secretive Bilderberg Conference in Switzerland, where he will meet with more than 100 bankers, CEOs, and heads of state. Among those who will be in attendance are former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, former CIA Director David Petraeus, and Bank of England Governor Mark Carney. The Bilderberg Group says that there is no agenda, but provided them.
That's a lie. They always say that. It is an agenda. Revelation 12 and 12. The devil finna come out with great wrath because he know they have but a short time.
Media with a list of discussion topics for this year's meeting. These include a stable strategic order in the world.
That's the New World Order. He just said New World Order. Okay, their agenda.
Sustainability, China, Russia, Brexit, the future of capitalism, the ethics of artificial intelligence, the weaponization of social media, and cyber security.
And that's the RFID microchip. Okay? They finna push their New World Order and they RFID microchip. He just told you, man. He just summed it all up for you.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis held.
So, let me jump to a little farther. Let me play a couple more of this.
To covering the technology conferences and explaining them to you and covering the summits of the world, of world leaders.
Right.
All these things are possible because our audience, that's you, financially supports our work. And so I am personally inviting you to become a faithful, consistent supporter of True News. We're at the halfway mark of the year, and we need more people to stand with us in the second half of 2019. Now, one of the most fascinating technology books that I have ever read, and I'm holding it in my hands right now. If you've not read this book, this is one that you should read. I read it 2 years ago. It is entitled The Inevitable, Understanding the 12 Technological Forces that Will Shape Our Future.
And the main one is the RFID microchip.
Mr. Kevin Kelly. Even though this book was published over 2 years ago, it is still light years ahead of other books telling readers about the stunning changes coming to human society over the next 20 years. Now, if you don't know Kevin Kelly, he is the co-founder of Wired Magazine, and he served for years as the magazine's executive editor. He's also the co-founder of the Hackers Conference. And here's something you should know. Kevin Kelly is a believer in our Lord Jesus Christ. Edward Zoll met up with Kevin Kelly today at a technology conference in Silicon Valley. I dispatched Doc and Edward to Silicon Valley to attend the Augmented World Expo in Santa Clara, California. Edward told me the big topic at this year's Augmented World Expo is spatial computing and artificial intelligence. Doc and Edward are standing by to give us a report from the Augmented World Expo. Edward's interview with tech guru Kevin Kelly is coming up.
Nah, and that was the point, man. Esau always do that. They always do that. But it's okay.
What is going to try?
The point I want was made, man. These devils is having a conference, man. Okay? These devils is having a conference. Technology conference, man. Okay? They're pushing this AI heavy, man. They having a technology
I'm Kerry Kinsey. Welcome to the
a technology convention.
May 30th, 2019. Doc Burkhardt and Edward Zoll are in Silicon Valley and will join us later. Matt Scows in Stockton, California. Here are today's uncensored news headlines.
China threatened war against the United States of America a few days ago, but few Americans heard anything about it. The corporate establishment news media barely mentioned the ominous warning. Beijing accused Washington of naked economic terrorism and the deepening trade war between the two nations. In recent days, Chinese officials have talked openly about halting the export of rare earth minerals to the USA. American manufacturers are dependent on rare earth minerals from China, including U.S. defense contractors. The threat is contained in a video that's gone viral in China. The popular video contains commentary by Mr. Wang Duha, a commentator for China's Global Times. In the video, the Chinese news commentator said, if the Americans want to fight China, the Chinese people will fight the Americans to the end, at all costs. He also threatened to split in half the Pacific Ocean. He also said the Chinese people want the trade war to affect all American citizens. Here is the popular Chinese video that's gone viral in Asia.
中美贸易战的味道愈发浓烈。在美国宣布对中国500亿美元商品征收关税后，中国马上以牙还牙。18号，白宫再次发表声明称，美国将对价值2000亿美元的中国商品征收10%的关税。看来，美国不惜自己的重大损失，也要与中国打一场大规模贸易战。特朗普称，如果中国再次增加关税，作为应对，将对另外2000亿美元商品征税。这是现代版帝国主义赤裸裸的威胁，坚船利炮吓唬不了中国人民，就用经济手段了。特朗普大嘴一张一合就要加征关税，但中国对美国出口真正完完全全中国的产品能有多少？外资企业产品应该占绝大部分，中国只是其中一个产业链，其中美日韩产品占绝大部分。但妥协退让换不来敌人的一丝怜悯，中兴就是典型的例子。对此，中国商务部在19号回应称，如果美方失去理性出台清单，中方将不得不采取数量型和质量型相结合的综合措施，做出强有力反制。特朗普之前抨击最激烈的是对华贸易逆差，现在白宫又以知识产权为由对中国开战。美国顽固地不断给中国产业升级制造麻烦，想极力保住自己在科技等领域的竞争优势。如果我们这一代人跪了，把高端产业链拱手送给美国，子孙后代恐怕就没有机会再站起来了。网民们建议，既然是保卫反击，就要狠一点，打疼它。波音、沃尔玛、通用、福特、麦当劳、肯德基、苹果，还有那些不遵守中国法律的航空公司等，全线制裁，抛售美债，严禁稀土出口。美国要当豺狼，迎接他的只有猎枪。中国可以清理自家门户，所有美国在华企业控制的行业都应该是被清理的对象，比如百胜集团、可口可乐等。仅这些企业每年从中国拿走的利润何止2000亿美元。贸易战打的不是经济，而是政治。贸易战本身不是目的，也只是表象和手段。本质是中美两国综合国力的竞争。贸易战并非特朗普一个人就可以发令打起来的，是美国国内恐华、反华、恶华势力联合的结果，是一个时间段的美国国策。中国要有打持久战的准备。特朗普蛮横无理、自尊任性策略，可能对一些较小的国家管用，但绝对不会对中国奏效。环球时报有篇文章写挺好，如果美国人愿意打，我们一定奉陪到底，直到把太平洋打成一道贸易的天堑鸿沟。血淋淋的历史经验告诉我们，以斗争求团结，则团结存；以退让求团结，则团结亡。 我们应该做好贸易战扩大的心理准备，因为美国骨子里就是一个崇尚实力的国家，打不赢的敌人就是朋友。现阶段与他谈判终将竹篮打水一场空，美国是不撞南墙不会回头的。事关国家前途命运，中国绝不能有任何让步。狭路相逢勇者胜，一切帝国主义都是纸老虎。坚决支持中国政府的反制措施。
Talking mad trash, man, to
要
North
坚
America.
决要打痛美国，为子孙留下一片富强的蓝天白云。爱国从我做起，祖国加油！
Meanwhile, China's Vice Foreign Minister Zhang Hanhui has accused the United States of naked economic terrorism, economic chauvinism, and economic bullying by deliberately provoking trade disputes and attempting to cut off its tech giants from the American marketplace. Russian President Vladimir Putin has embarked on a campaign to prepare the Russian people for the widespread deployment of artificial intelligence in human society. The Russian leader said AI will enable political leaders to make decisions quickly based on the rapid analysis of huge amounts of information. President Putin said, quote, if someone can have a monopoly in the field of artificial intelligence, then the consequences are clear to all of us. They will rule the world, end of quote. A reminder to our True News audience that Doc Burkhart and Edward Zoll are in Silicon Valley this week attending the Augmented World Expo, and they will join us later in today's program to tell us what they heard today.
Well, Rick, while we're on the subject of augmented reality, the Moscow Times reported on Monday that law enforcement officers in Moscow and other major Russian cities will identify and capture criminals by using facial recognition glasses. Police officers will be outfitted with body cams and augmented reality glasses by 2020. The augmented reality glasses for Russian police officers are manufactured by Intech Lab. That's a Russian technology company. The company's technology is called FindFace. Russian police have been using FindFace for years to locate criminals by searching photographs on social media pages.
Well, powerful, influential globalists from Western nations convened today in Switzerland for the annual top secret meeting of the Bilderberg Group. As always, 96-year-old Dr. Henry Kissinger, who was President Richard Nixon's Secretary of State, is attending the secretive conference that many critics have called the shadow government. Mike Pompeo, the current
The Rothschilds and the
Secretary
elite
of State,
family are the
also
shadow
attending
government.
the Bilderberg meeting. Jared Kushner, President Trump's influential son-in-law, is among the attendees also. Now, a surprise name on this year's list of attendees is Stacey Abrams, the rising star of the Democratic Party, the Democratic candidate for governor of Georgia in 2018. I've speculated on True News that the strongest Democratic ticket against a Trump-Pence re-election ticket in 2020 would be Joe Biden and Stacey Abrams. Mrs. Abrams may have been invited to Bilderberg this year to audition for the job of Vice President of the United States.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's political career took a serious turn for the worse yesterday. His Likud party and host of smaller Zionist extremist parties won the majority of seats in the Knesset elections last month. There was a jubilant talk among his supporters that the Likud and smaller parties would merge into a super political party to rule Israel for years. Instead of merging, the coalition fell apart as each party demanded that Mr. Netanyahu's new government endorse their agendas. Yesterday, the Knesset, which had only been in office for 1 month, voted to dissolve and call new elections to be held in September. Mr. Netanyahu must now scramble to reassemble his winning formula. It could be the end of the Netanyahu era.
Well, President Trump isn't happy about Mr. Netanyahu's political problems. Before leaving to travel to the U.S. Air Force Academy, the president said Mr. Netanyahu is a great guy, and he was sorry to hear that Israel will hold another election.
Well, the gloves are coming off between Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman. Listen to this story. The Prime Minister's son dropped a bombshell. He claims then Attorney General Yehuda Weinstein was appointed in 2009 with the express purpose of exonerating Mr. Lieberman. It's alleged Mr. Lieberman illegally profited from companies he created before becoming a politician. Several witnesses in the investigation against the would-be defense minister either disappeared or committed suicide before testifying. The Attorney General later closed the case without any charges.
These Edomites going at each other, man.
At the same time, Jared Kushner is planning to unveil the much-awaited deal of the century, the Trump plan to settle the 70-year-old battle between the European Ashkenazi Jews and the native Palestinian people. Mr. Kushner met with Prime Minister Netanyahu yesterday in Jerusalem before flying off to Switzerland to attend the secretive Bilderberg meeting. Mr. Kushner also encountered trouble in Amman when the king of Jordan, King Abdullah II.
And that secret Bilderberg meeting, that's Revelation 12 and 12, man. These devils is trying to come up with a plan to destroy you jakes, man. Okay? And while they doing that over there in Switzerland, they having this technology convention going on in California, man. Because they know they running out of time, man. Okay? They are running out of time. Job 14 and 5, man. These devils is running out of time, man. And they is finna push this heavy. Okay? Now we know what Aaron Russo said about the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. They want everybody to chill by 2020, man. Okay? And they pushing it heavy, man.
Second told him that the Hashemite kingdom will not abandon the Palestinian people in their quest for a free and independent Palestinian state. King Abdullah wants Israel to return to its pre-1967 borders as authorized by the United Nations in 1947. Now, following his meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu, presidential son-in-law Kushner made a rare statement to news reporters.
The security of Israel is something that's critical to the relationship between America and Israel, and also very important to the president of his heart. And we appreciate all of your efforts to strengthen the relationship between our two countries. It's never been stronger, and we're very excited about all the potential that lies ahead for Israel, for the relationship, and for the whole region. So thank you very much.
Well, the USA, Israel, and Russia will hold a trilateral summit of national security advisors in Jerusalem in June to talk about Syria and other regional security issues. John Bolton will represent the U.S., Nikolai Patrushev will represent Russia, and Meir Ben Shabbat will represent Israel. The unprecedented meeting was the first proposed by Benjamin Netanyahu. Well, for the first time ever, the USDA has cleared a genetically modified animal for human consumption. Aqua Bounty Technologies is a Massachusetts-based biotechnology company. They altered the genetic makeup of the Atlantic salmon to allow the hybrid fish to grow to market size twice as fast as their natural counterparts. The new fish will be raised on a farm in eastern Indiana.
I told you so.
Delaware County,
I tried to tell a lot of people about that
Ohio,
salmon, man.
which has already been hosting Drag Queen Story Hour, has
And they've
announced
been doing that,
that it
man.
will now host Drag 101, a program to teach the basics of being a drag queen. According to the announcement on the library's website,
This is the
program
devil
will
on
be
all
led
levels of
by
wickedness, man.
former Miss Gay Ohio America Selena T. West. All genders are welcomed, but only teenagers may participate, according to the announcement.
Hey, these devils is
Warner Media has made it clear it's not a fan of Georgia's new law prohibiting the murder of unborn children from the moment that a heartbeat is detected. A Hollywood film giant says it'll reconsider producing any future films or TV programs in the state if the law is fully implemented. This follows similar statements made by Netflix and Disney after Governor Brian Kemp signed the fetal heartbeat bill into law.
Well, here's some good news. Louisiana will soon become the latest state in America to ban abortion once a baby's heartbeat can be detected, thanks to an impending signature from a rare pro-life Democrat governor. The Louisiana State House overwhelmingly passed on Wednesday legislation that forbids the abortion of any baby with a heartbeat, except to prevent the death of the mother or to prevent serious risk of injury to the mother's body. Governor John Bel Edwards, a Democrat, vowed to sign the bill into law. Governor Edwards reminded voters that he ran for office as a pro-life Democrat.
Wow. Well, we love to hear from our viewers and listeners. We like when you share your prayer requests. Visit TrueNews.com and use the True News app on your smartphone to submit your need for prayer. We pray over each of the requests sent to us on a regular basis. We'd like to share a couple of those requests now.
Now that I gotta pass, but I gotta get back to the lesson at hand. I want you to hear some of these things that these devils out here doing at the this technology conference.
Believe that you possess all that he promised us when we trust in Jesus Christ. Now, our scripture verse today is Galatians 6:9. And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Now, Doc and Edward are in California, Silicon Valley this week, attending an augmented reality tech conference. They heard some amazing things today and are standing by to share it with you. Matt Scow is with evangelist Mario Murillo in Stockton, California. He visited a homeless shelter today and sent us a heart-stirring report about what God is doing to save the souls of homeless men and women in California. Don't go away. There's more on the way right here on True News.
But first, let's take a break for a word from our sponsor, the Holy Bible. Here's Max McLean from the...
Gotta get back. Okay, so here we go.
Back to True News. Have you heard of spatial computing? It is an augmented reality system that makes media feel like it's physically present through interaction design technology. Well, I sent Doc and Edward to Silicon Valley this week to gather information about spatial computing and augmented reality. Now, we're not talking about Star Trek technology 100 years into the future. Spatial computing and augmented reality are being introduced into the workplace and the consumer marketplace this year. Doc and Edward are standing by in Santa Clara, California, with a fascinating report on some of the things they learned today.
Welcome to Santa Clara, California. I'm Doc Burkhart along with Edward Zoll. We are here at the Augmented World Expo. Right behind us is the 49er Stadium, Levi Stadium here. So we're right at the Santa Clara Convention Center where the Augmented World Expo is taking place, where we're finding out the latest in augmented reality, virtual reality, extended reality, mixed reality, any kind of reality that you can imagine that man's trying to create right now. We're talking about it here at this particular event. Some fascinating information. We're going to provide you information you're not going to hear on any other Christian program. I guarantee you, no other Christian program is going to be providing this information that we're going to be providing you today. Cutting edge information on technology and its advancements in the area of virtual reality.
You know, Doc, one of the most shocking things I think we heard yesterday was the advancement of this augmented reality technology into the military. You know, we've spoken about super soldiers previously on True News and the advancements into the world of the military when it comes to weapons that you can't even fathom, you can't even imagine. Well, we actually heard yesterday from one of the men that the military has contracted, a researcher actually from MIT, that they contracted to create these weapons of the future. The man's name was Bill Parker. He was actually giving a speech as part of Verizon's 5G Lab Collaborative. They basically hosted, they sponsored a special event inside of the Augmented World Expo. And this event was specifically built around how Verizon, a telecommunications company, can invest in startups or existing technologies to be on the cutting edge now of this revolution.
Right, and in this particular case, it was military applications of that technology. And this was actually a session that we kind of caught on the tail end because we were actually in another session dealing with the use of virtual reality in journalism, which turned out to be True News is so far ahead of that.
Yes.
The New York Times presented that presentation. At times I was like, Edward, get up there and do the presentation. And so, but after that, we came to this particular session with Bill Parker, the CEO of Creative Micro, which, as Edward said, was it's an extension of the Verizon Super Labs project that they have going on. Fascinating information, and we want to share that information with you regarding the military applications of augmented reality and virtual reality.
Yeah, so in his speech, it was actually titled The Augmented Applications for an AI Interface. Now, that simply means basically a smart device that's attached to a reticle or even onto a belt or maybe on part of the kit used by a military soldier. Now, tactical air controller systems, actually this is an Air Force job where they go in behind enemy lines and set up systems for calling in close air support. They're using this technology right now. Firefighters. Dive masks are also being placed. There'll be this augmented reality has been put onto them so they can look at depths. Mainly said that cognition support is the main application right now, and that means.
I was going to say, what does that mean? Cognition support.
It means, short of it, is anything that helps you be smarter, do more, without using your own brain. Like in this case, it's
The RFID microchip, man.
Looking at someone, last time you spoke to them, what you spoke to them about, what the thing you need from them. Let's say it's a report, something that's overdue. It'll tell you all these things in addition to who they are and even their emotional, basically their status right now.
So you telling me that I can wear a pair of glasses and look at somebody, and just by the information that my glasses give me, I can read their face, their body language from their face, also any other contact information that I've had with them in the past, previous messages, information that I know, or maybe you even tell me this person is nervous right now, this person is agitated right now.
Hey, what does that remind you of? With everything they just said about the glasses, man, that's Dragon Ball Z, man. Okay? That's Dragon Ball Z all day, man. You can see everything about a person, man. Hey, they just described what those them fighters or them cartoon characters on Dragon Ball Z, when they have on them different than one side of the glasses that fit on one side of their eye lens, man, on one side of their eye, showing them the person height, weight, their speed, their agility, everything, man. This is what they doing, man. This is the technology. These Edomites is pushing this technology heavy, man, on all levels. They just explained to you what they do in Dragon Ball Z, man.
It's like having the FBI, a psychologist with behavioral analyst background, and also a spy, all in one reticle every time you look around.
Now, you actually had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Parker, the CEO of Creative Micro, and what an opportunity, first of all, that was, because he was very...
Hey, I ain't gonna play all that, man. You can go to it, man. This is called, the title of this video right here is called Implanted Microchips Fused to Soldiers' Nervous System by 2030. Okay? You can see the bottom of the screen. Implanted microchips fused to soldiers' nervous system by 2030. Hey, so Lord Williams edifying. Gonna give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Mekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and the sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing the truth to the four winds of the earth, waking up the hope for the elect. Shalom to the Agua for our listening and learning. Amen. They pushing this RFID microchip. They pushing their technology. They pushing, man. Okay, now they got this technology convention going on in California, and they over there in Switzerland having a Bilderberger group meeting, man. Okay, these devils is about to come down, man, soon. And fast, man. Okay? So you better keep watching, man. Hey, this is Isaiah watching for Israel, man. Letting you know what's going on out here in this world, man. Because you peoples out here ain't paying attention to what's popping off. And it's popping off, man. Hey, shalom.